Hi, my name is Lydia Cole and I'm a researcher at the University of St Andrews. I'm here to answer your questions about peat, swamps and all things boggy. This question comes from Hannah, who asked, how do you get out of swamps or bogs if you get stuck in one? Good question, Hannah. I have been stuck in a few bogs in my time. I remember one particular time where I got stuck in a swamp in Peru. So we were coming back from a hard day's field work in actually a dry forest, so not a swampy forest, but we had to walk through a lot of swamp to get there. And on the way back, we were all quite tired and we were all rushing to get home so we could have our dinner. And I stepped in a big swampy hole and couldn't get out. My welly was definitely stuck and water was coming over the top. So my friend and colleague who was behind me reached over and gave me his hand and pulled me out. And this was just a few minutes, I think, before another friend of mine got stuck in another bit of bog. So it was a bit like stepping stones of vegetation, of solid soil in between a whole bog around us that was very easy to get stuck in. So if you get stuck in a bog, you really need a friend to help pull you out. You do have to be quite careful though, because some of the floating bogs, often that we call fens, and there are lots of these in the UK, especially down in the southwest of England, on Bodmin Moor. They're these floating mats. They're like walking on a waterbed, and there can be gaps in that waterbed. So you have to be careful that you don't lose your wellies and or almost lose your leg. And if you find a really big hole, your whole body can go in. But you've still got that, if you keep your arms up at the surface on that blanket of vegetation, you can pull yourself out. But if you get to a bog, I would definitely recommend being very careful as you walk over it and always go with a friend because you can get quite badly stuck in a bog. They're not the same as quicksand though. There's no quicksand anywhere near peatlands because they're not sandy. They're made up of carbon, of bits of plants. So quicksand is very different to bogs, and quicksand tends to suck you down. But bogs are just a bit sucky, but don't work in the same way as quicksand. You definitely should stay away from quicksand. Bogs you can visit, but you have to be very careful.